March 8, 2014. A day like any other. Thousands of flights take off and land safely across the world. But on this night, one flight would take off and never be seen again. A Boeing 777, carrying 239 passengers and crew, departs from Kuala Lumpur. Destination, Beijing. But somewhere over the South China Sea, it simply vanishes. No distress signal, no warning, just gone. What really happened that night? Was it a technical failure? A deliberate act? Or something far more mysterious? Welcome to Unsolved Secrets. Tonight we unravel the mystery of flight MH370. 2014, 12:41 a.m. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 takes off. The weather is calm. Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah, an experienced pilot with 18,000 flying hours, is in command. First Officer Farid Hamid is assisting him. For the next 38 minutes, everything is normal. Passengers are settling in. The plane is climbing steadily, cruising at 35,000 feet. The pilots communicate with air traffic control, confirming their route. Then at 1:19 a.m., the last known transmission is heard.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
That was it. 2 minutes later, something unthinkable happens. MH370's transponder, its tracking system, shuts off. The aircraft disappears from civilian radar. It's as if the plane just vanished into thin air. But that's not the strangest part. Military radar still picks up something. The plane isn't heading to Beijing anymore. It has turned sharply west, flying back over Malaysia. Why? No distress call. No emergency transmission. Just an eerie, silent detour into the unknown. As investigators scramble for answers, flight MH370 continues its mysterious path. For nearly an hour, the plane moves erratically, flying across the Strait of Malacca. Then, just as suddenly as it turned west, it vanishes from military radar. At 2:22 a.m., MH370 is last detected over the Andaman Sea. After that, nothing. Search teams are launched immediately. They focus on the South China Sea, where the plane was last seen on civilian radar. But there's a problem. The plane isn't there. Days pass, then weeks. No wreckage, no distress signals, no communication from passengers. It's as if MH370 was wiped off the face of the earth. But then something shocking is discovered. Investigators analyze satellite data. Something called handshakes, automatic signals sent between the aircraft and an Inmarsat satellite. And what they find changes everything. Flight MH370 never crashed in the South China Sea. Instead, it kept flying for 6 more hours, heading south into the Indian Ocean. But why? Theories begin to swirl. Was it a mechanical failure? Unlikely. The Boeing 777 is one of the most reliable planes ever built. A hijacking? Possible, but no terrorist group claims responsibility. Todd, was this a deliberate act? Authorities turn their attention to Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah. His home flight simulator shows disturbing evidence, routes programmed deep into the Indian Ocean, almost identical to MH370's final path. Was this pilot suicide? Or is there something darker at play? As suspicions grow around Captain Zaharie, authorities search for any possible motive. They find nothing concrete, no suicide note, no financial troubles, no history of mental illness. Yet one fact remains chilling. Whoever was controlling the plane deliberately avoided detection. But was it really Zaharie? Some experts argue that the crew and passengers were incapacitated due to a sudden loss of cabin pressure. If that happened, MH370 could have become a ghost plane, flying on autopilot until it ran out of fuel. But this theory doesn't explain everything. If the passengers were unconscious, who turned the plane west? Who switched off the transponder? And most disturbingly, why was there no distress call? In 2015, a shocking breakthrough occurs. A flaperon, a wing component from MH370, washes up on Reunion Island, thousands of miles from where search teams had looked. Then more debris appears along the shores of Madagascar, Mozambique, and Tanzania. Each piece confirms one terrifying truth. The plane crashed somewhere in the Indian Ocean. But the main wreckage? Never found. And the black box? Still missing. Which leads to the most disturbing question of all. Was the disappearance Of MH370 intentional? If so, who wanted it gone? But what if we've been looking in the wrong place all along? Some independent researchers claim that satellite data might have been misinterpreted, that MH370 could have crashed elsewhere, far from where authorities searched. Then there's the unsettling possibility that someone intentionally manipulated the flight path data, leading investigators away from the truth. In 2022, new debris was discovered, reigniting hope that answers might still be found. But so far, they only raise more questions than answers. Could the black box still be intact at the bottom of the ocean, holding the truth of MH370's fate? Or is this mystery doomed to remain one of the greatest unsolved cases in aviation history? 239 souls vanished without a trace. The world still wonders what really happened to flight MH370. What do you think? Was it an accident, a hijacking, or something even more sinister? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Unsolved Secrets, where we uncover the world's most chilling mysteries. As the investigation deepened, experts began to analyze the aircraft's final satellite communications. The plane had continued flying for nearly 7 hours after its last contact. But where was it going? At 8:11 a.m., the final handshake between MH370 and the Inmarsat satellite suggested something chilling. It was headed south, deep into the Indian Ocean. This was a location with no landing sites, no civilization, just an endless expanse of water. Was it flying on autopilot, or was someone still in control? Investigators turned their attention to Captain Zaharie Ahmad Shah. His personal flight simulator raised eyebrows. It contained a simulated route, eerily similar to MH370's final path. Did he plan this, or was it just a coincidence? Meanwhile, oceanographers used complex drift models to predict where the wreckage might have ended up. The debris that washed ashore on Réunion Island suggested a possible crash zone west of Australia. But when ships and submersibles scoured the ocean floor, there was nothing. No fuselage, no black box, no definitive proof. And then, a shocking theory emerged. What if MH370 didn't crash at all? Some theorists proposed that MH370 was hijacked and secretly landed. Could it have been taken to a remote airstrip, hidden from the world? But if so, where were the passengers? The cargo? The wreckage? Others pointed to a darker possibility, a military cover-up. Some believed the plane might have been accidentally shot down, and the truth buried under layers of deception. The South China Sea, the Andaman Sea, and even Central Asia were all suggested as possible locations. Satellite experts, however, stood by the Inmarsat data. The plane had almost certainly ended its journey in the southern Indian Ocean. But how? One theory suggested that the cabin was deliberately depressurized, causing the passengers and crew to lose consciousness. If that happened, the plane could have flown on autopilot until it ran out of fuel, spiraling down into the sea. But why would someone do that? To this day, no one knows for sure. The black box, which could reveal the truth, has never been found. What really happened to flight MH370? Was it a deliberate act? A tragic accident? Or something beyond our understanding? One thing is certain, 239 people boarded that flight, and they were never seen again. To this day, the disappearance of flight MH370 remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in aviation history. Despite millions of dollars spent on investigations, cutting-edge technology, and global cooperation, the fate of the plane and the 239 people on board is still unknown. Some believe the truth is buried deep beneath the ocean, waiting to be uncovered. Others think we may never truly know what happened. But one thing is certain, until we find solid answers, the mystery of MH370 will continue to haunt the world. What do you think happened that night? Was it a tragic accident? Or is there something far more sinister at play? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love unraveling the world's darkest mysteries, don't forget to subscribe to Unsolved Secrets, where we bring you the most chilling, unexplained cases that still leave us searching.